Good morning. It's a really busy, cold, windy day here today, and so I thought it would be a great day to give you a seedling tour of what I got growing, or what seedlings I have going. So officially, I guess it would be the first garden tour of 2022. Kind of exciting. So I'll show you what we have going on. We'll start off this little tour with the grow lights that I have set up in my living room, very temporary. These are some of the pot ups that I had done. Everything I had started with seed blocks and such, but these are some orange flash calendula. These seeds I got from Johnny Seeds, as well as the the Candyman calendula I had from last year, and then these are some random peppers. But the calendula I started on February 26th. The blue Delft Nigelia, these seedlings were just potted up. Same with the Indian Summer Rudbeckia. Now these are such cute little plants. I really love them. These are actually perennial for zone 3. I have not been able to really winter them over yet, but I'm going to give it a shot this year. I'm really hoping that that'll work out. So these are for the cut flower farm as well, just as a trial this year. So the Delft blue Nigella, the status here, and the Rudbeckia, they were all started on February 24th. I had these all started into cell blocks, into the 3/4 inch cell blocks, like the soil blocks, and I just potted them up a couple of days ago, and they really are enjoying it in these bigger trays. The reason I'm doing this is because I need to be away for a few days, and I thought this would be a little bit better for moisture. Having somebody water my plants for me made me a little bit better to not have them in cell blocks. So these are started so early because these are all cold hardy annuals, and these will be going out into my cut flower garden before my last frost date under some row covers, and some of them will be going into my cold frame greenhouse. These guys were started. These are the Seeker Rose status. These are, I have so many, or no, these are Yarrow over here. Yeah, the ones on the left are status. They are filler for the cut flower farm. For early bouquets, I only need 20 stems of these per week, so I don't have a lot started for this early. And then I also have some Yarrow, which Yarrow is a perennial here, so these will be, I'm hoping to winter over. I also started the Powwow Echinacea, and I had a really low germination with them, so I'm going to try again. I do have some wintering over though in my garden, I'm hoping, because they are a perennial. And then some Gumfrena mix as an experiment. I had a low germination on them, so they look really good since I potted them up. They look very happy. These guys are Feverfew. These are the Magic Single Feverfew. I started the Yarrow and the Feverfew at the same time on February 24th. The Magic Single Feverfew, amazing germination, pretty much 100% germination, and they are strong. Look at how pretty they are. Like, they're so gorgeous. Oh, Molly approves. I also seeded the Snowball Feverfew, and they did not germinate at all. I am doing an experiment. This is a grocery store sweet potato, and I'm trying to make some slips. I need to put these in some soil. I've never grown sweet potatoes before, so I'm going to try to grow these in some grow bags in my heated greenhouse this year. So I'm really excited. I would love to see how this experiment turns out. Looks kind of gnarly. I need to do something with it today. But I was really impressed that this actually worked. So I'll just put it back in its little spot that it enjoys, and yeah. So these guys up here are my tomatoes, and I'll tell you, I had some strange germination this year, some shocking stuff. I'll tell you what I got here. So I planted these all in cell blocks on February 28th, and I potted them up into these containers on March 16th. And that's a glacier. It's a different kind of, I think it's called a potato type. Anyway, this is the orange Roma, and I only had one germinate. I had good germination on the ground cherries, which was the Aunt Molly's ground cherries, and then I also had some of these cherry tomatoes. So there was Bumblebee, did really well. It was a great germination. The Tomatillo didn't do really great with germination, but the ground cherries did mediocre. I think it was 50-50, which was pretty good, I thought, for my first time growing them. But the Glacier, the Beaver Lodge tomato, and the Ildes, Aunt Ruby's yellow cherry did horrible, but the Glacier did the worst, and so did the Beaver Lodge. Those seeds come from Tomato Fest, which I was very surprised. I do need to get some fertilizer into these guys super bad. But these ones did really good. The Gold Nugget, amazing germination. Anything gold did awesome. They did phenomenal. The Early Girls did great, as per normal. Sophie's Choice did pretty good with germination. All these seeds came from Tomato Fest. So, you know, I was really impressed, as normal, because they usually have great germination. But it was just those few, the Glacier and the Beaver Lodge. And actually, the ones that I reseeded were the Orange Roma, the Beaver Lodge Slicer, and the Glacier. Those were the three I reseeded. The Eggplants did really great. I started these guys February 28th. I started these guys, and I just potted them up. This is a Celosia flamingo feather as an experiment. I started these February 28th. These are going in my heated greenhouse for mid-season bouquets. Trying to have a target date for those stems. I also tried some Imperial Artichoke. Now, you guys, artichokes, these are the first year artichokes, so I'm going to try these this year. I'm really excited for both cut flowers and as food preservation. So I started those ones February 28th as well, and they are happy. I potted them up from cell blocks, and they did really great in 3/4 cell blocks. Phenomenal. These are new, and these are another experiment. They're sun balls. They're called the Drumstick Flowers. They're filler flower. I have a target date for that. This is lavender, which I'm doing an experiment. I wish I would have had a better germination, but these were old seeds. And this is some white sage. I'm growing this for a ceremonial client of mine. So they smell so good. I love white sage. I just love it. I just love the connection to, you know, especially for Chaz, it's really important plant for him and his lineage. So love it so much. So they look great. I was concerned because I potted these up from cell blocks, and they just took off. The cell block is the way to go for starting a lot of these sensitive transfer plants. These are some Hungarian, black Hungarian peppers. These are hot peppers, and so I wanted to get some of them growing on. Some of these are gifts, so I wanted to get them a little bit more established. And these guys, they're Cracker Jack marigolds, and I started these on February 26th, and they're doing really well. I just potted them up as well. These were some really, really leggy Dianthus that I put in here to see if I could rescue them. I wanted to try to rescue some carnations. These are Duchess Osters. I grew these last year. They're really beautiful. I'm going to try to baby them a little bit better this year because I want to make sure I get some good stems off them. I want some stems early for those as cut flowers. I have a ton of them started. These are another succession of Duchess Osters. Now, these are new to me, Copper Plume Artiplex, and I started a whole bunch of these, and I had a really low germination. I think I may have needed to cold stratify them a little bit better, and I didn't do a good job at that. And Audrey White Gumfrina, I started those ones. These were all started on the 26th of February. Same with these asters, this succession of asters here. The Verbena, these were started on the 28th of February, and I needed to get them out of the soil blocks and into a tray because like I said, I was going to be away, and I felt like this would be better for moisture for them for the couple days that I'm away, so I don't have to get the guys to take care of them. Now, this is like Queen Anne's lace or false Queen Anne's lace and Dara Ami, and that's going to be filler. This is some more verbena I wanted to get potted up. And some more straw flowers, vintage white, and some saltine. The saltine, I didn't have a very good germination. They were old seeds. The peppers, they look so good in soil blocks. They are so healthy here. I'm really impressed with how these 3/4 soil blocks do. So I'm just going to list off all the peppers that I have started in no particular order here as I'm showing you because I can't tell you. I think the ones the lighter colored ones are definitely the bells. But I have glow sweet pepper, dragonfly pepper, a few mysteries because I forgot to actually label them. I have red habanero, new ace pepper, which is a bell, snowball bell pepper, sweet sunrise pepper, Hungarian cheese, which are mini bells. There's some jalapeno M's and jalapeno spicy slice. And then, of course, my all-time favorite Hungarian hot wax peppers. Gosh, I think this is like so pretty. Just look at that. It's perfection. I will be doing these as pot ups in about 5 days when I have some shelf space, and I have some basically a little bit more time. I'm a little bit behind, but yeah, they are really healthy. I will definitely be doing 3/4 inch soil blocks for these in the future. And again, these were started on February 25th. They're just beautiful. I love them. These little teeny tiny ones on the end, those are the red habaneros. That's why they take for so long to grow. But the rest of them, they all grow really fast. The habaneros, though, for me, they just like to take their sweet time. Okay, and these I'm really this is my second succession of sunflowers for cut flowers. I have a Mother's Day target date, and I had a malfunction in the brain junction when it comes to this tray. And anyway, I had some screw ups on my heat mats and my lighting and all kinds of things and watering. And anyway, they are kind of coming back. So yeah, we won't talk about it. These are some new look Dusty Miller. I started these in plug trays. I had them in my germination little cabinet thing there that I got going on, and I don't remember what date that was I started them. These are the Asters, the limoncello Asters. Oh, they're so pretty. I had really bad luck with them last year. I don't know what happened, but these just all been potted up. They were all in plug trays, and I just potted them up a few days ago. The bunny tails, I gave them a little haircut, and they're just going crazy. They like that. The bunny tails, I started them February 26th, as well as the limoncello and the Phantom of the Opera Asters. Those were all started at the same time, and I'm really looking forward to those. The Status, this is one of my first successions of Status. These were all started on February 16th in cell blocks, 3/4 inch cell blocks, and they got overwatered and they started to get a little bit of discoloration on them. I also fertilized them really heavily accidentally, and they don't like that apparently. So I potted these into big pots with some really nice loose soil, and I let it get a little bit drier, and look at that. They look like they look much better. They're definitely much happier, and so I'm just going to try to water these a little bit less, and these are going to be going out as soon as I possibly can. Because they need to go out. They're getting too big. They grew way faster than I thought they would. So yeah, I have a few different colors. These are for the cut flower farm. And so I have several successions of these, but these will be my fillers, early fillers for my sunflowers, hopefully, or for some of my sunflowers. This is my first succession of sunflowers. Yes, I feel like this might be a little bit weird, but I'm putting these in my heated greenhouse for the Mother's Day target of cut flowers, since these have a 55 to 65 day stem till they're blooming. This succession was started on February 27th. I have Pro Cut Orange, Sunfill Greens, some Peach Passion Sunflower, which are new, and some Pro Cut White Light. And I also have Gold Light, the Pro Cut Gold Light. So a nice combination of very fresh spring colors. I have two successions of this one. The other one I showed you and I said I didn't want to talk about it. It's the same repeat flowers. There's a couple, I think, I have Sunburst, I think, in that other one. But yeah, it's an experiment. I'm going to try to get stems for Mother's Day in northern Alberta, Canada, where the air hurts your face. These stems are extremely strong because I blast them all day and all night with a fan on high. And same with my peppers. I have a fan hitting them real hard. I got these little fans on Amazon. I love them. They really make a big difference, especially because I cover this grow shelf with that drop cloth. Like, this is a backdrop from when I had a photography business, and it really helps create a very nice flow of air. These are the reseeds of those tomatoes that did not germinate. These I picked off of my other trays that I potted up, and I just threw them in here and I forgot about them. So yeah, these were just odds and ends. I had some extra leeks. These are Chinook leeks, and some celery that I just put into these trays. I dropped some of my cell blocks and I had a disaster, so I had to fix this, and I took some trays and I threw some stuff in them. And these are my Lizianthus. I managed to kill about 50% of them, but the rest of them are doing a little bit better. I clearly have a watering issue. I'm no professional at growing Lizianthus. I killed my first succession and I partway destroyed this one. But there's going to be some stems, hopefully, that I'll be able to get out of these as long as I don't mess up too bad. But, not so shabby. I do have a lot of stems, I think like 600 or so plugs coming here in a couple weeks. These Lizianthus, I started them in 3/4 inch soil blocks, and then I potted them up into these cell trays. Again, because it was the moisture, I wanted to get them to last as long as possible without damaging the root system. These are some, basically they're black bachelor buttons, and some butterfly flowers. Now these are actually, they're actually called hairy balls. I didn't name them. Do not block me, please, YouTube. Okay, so this is some celery and onions. I did onions in soil blocks, and I was so happy with them. They started getting little tiny little head, like bulbs on them. Look at them, they're so cute. I dropped them. I literally dropped them on the floor. So these are my sweet onions that survived, and I just put them into this cell tray along with the celery that I dropped on the floor and stepped on and all the things. And these are some Snapdragons. These were started on February 26th, and these were from seeds that I had harvested out of my own garden. The seeds were several years old, and I did not, basically I didn't store them properly. And these are just some forget-me-nots, and then these are some Scabiosa that I had started, a few weeks ago, and some more Silver Dust Dusty Miller. These were from Johnny's Seeds, and I really was impressed with the germination on these. I had 100% germination on the Dusty Miller of that. The new look one, I didn't get a very good germination, but those ones I did. And these are some Snapdragons. I have a ton of different varieties in here. I need to spend a day to go through and get these all potted up, but I have Madame Butterfly Bronze with white, the mix, just some Snapdragons from my own, Snapdragon Rainbow mix from my own, Legend Like Pink, and Potomac mix. So those need to be potted up. He's got the skid steer running, so it's going to be noisy. Chaz is going to get water. So it's 10 degrees Celsius in here on the dirt. I have not looked at these guys yet. You're seeing them firsthand. So these got potted up last night. These are lupins, Russell's mixed lupins. These are some really straggly carnations that I had in the house that were damping off. And I think, I give them a little bit of peroxide solution and a little bit of chamomile tea, and I think they'll pull out of this. Hopefully it'll be enough, because they're doing well. They actually stayed out here really nicely. They feel nice. Lupins don't really like to be potted, but yeah, look at that. Hello, good morning, little lupin. These are stuck. This is an experiment. I have vintage brown, cat's apricot, and cat's yellow stock. These are one and done cut flower. Now, if you've seen our vlog from a couple days ago, you would have seen that we planted this lettuce and it looks great. And there's some lupins also hanging out in here. Well, that's all I have to share and show you today for what I have growing for plants. Thanks for watching.
Bye.